My name is Elena, and I lived in the same quiet apartment building as Anatoly Moskvin for several years. We exchanged pleasantries, but there was always something about him that sent shivers down my spine. It all started with the strange smells emanating from his apartment, a pungent odor that made my stomach churn. At first I dismissed it, thinking perhaps it was just some burned food over the stove, or perhaps the smell of decaying books. After all, Moskvin was a highly educated historian and linguist. But as the weeks turned into months, I couldn't ignore the unsettling feeling that something was horribly wrong next door. Late at night, I would hear eerie whispers coming from his apartment, chanting in languages I couldn't understand. And sometimes the sound of what seemed like children's laughter, though I knew there were no children living with him. The whispers and laughter were often followed by long, mournful sighs that sent shivers down my spine. And I couldn't shake the feeling that I needed to find out what was happening behind those closed doors. I decided to peek through his window, my heart pounding in my chest. The curtains were drawn, but a small gap allowed me to see inside. What I saw will haunt me for the rest of my life. Large-sized dolls, dozens of them dressed in what appeared to be old children's clothing. They were arranged in bizarre poses, some standing on tiny podiums, others seated as if at a tea party. Their glassy eyes stared blankly ahead, and their faces were painted with eerie smiles. Suddenly, I heard a faint, haunting melody. It was the sound of a music box, its tune slow and melancholic. My heart raced as I realized that the source of this eerie melody was coming from Moskvin's apartment. That's when I knew I had to do something. I couldn't stay silent any longer. I contacted the authorities and told them about the disturbing smells, the strange sounds, and the horrifying sight of those dolls. The dispatcher on the other end of the line listened intently as I recounted the chilling details, my voice trembling with fear. As I hung up the phone, I couldn't have imagined the true extent of Anatoly Moskvin's actions. It felt like an eternity as I waited for the police to arrive, my anxiety mounting with each passing second. The anticipation was agonizing, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something sinister was lurking behind that closed door. When the police finally arrived, my heart in my throat as they knocked on his door. There was a tense silence before the door creaked open, revealing a disheveled Moskvin standing in the dimly lit hallway holding the music box in one hand. His teary eyes were swollen and his pupils were completely black. There was no soul inside that man, only pure evil. The officers stepped inside. What they discovered inside was beyond comprehension. Moskvin had been amassing a grotesque collection of mummified corpses of young girls. Disturbingly, these bodies were not stolen from morgues or crime scenes, but rather exhumed from local cemeteries. Shockingly, some of the girls were as young as 3 years old. As it came to pass, Moskvin had honed his macabre art of mummification, preserving their remains with a precision that sent shivers down the spines of investigators. As police began pulling out dead bodies from his apartment, I felt a mix of fear, guilt, and relief when the truth came to light. My phobia of life-size dolls has intensified over the years. I cannot be in the same room as one, or my heart will begin to palpitate so rapidly that it feels like it's going to burst out of my chest. I have to focus and tell myself that I'm safe and he's confined to a psychiatric hospital. This experience has been a stark reminder that beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary individuals, darkness may lurk, waiting to manifest in ways we can scarcely imagine. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes we must trust our instincts and take action, even when it seems unimaginable.